Hey guys, gals, my non-binary pals. Today we're going to talk about birth control. As many of us know, birth control has been fought for long and hard by individuals before us that recognized its importance. In Kathy Ferguson's piece, Birth Control, she writes, "The anarchists and socialists who fought for birth control understood that if women did not control their own reproduction, someone else would control it, since states, capitalists, churches, and families have serious investments in controlling women's bodies." Kathy goes on to discuss the threats to women's reproductive rights in the current political climate. In particular, she references the case of Burwell versus Hobby Lobby, a case in which Hobby Lobby and other private corporations like it were awarded the freedom to be exempt from provisions under the Affordable Care Act, or the ACA, that concern birth control due to their conflicts with religious beliefs. Not only is the fact that the Supreme Court ruled in Hobby Lobby's favor concerning, but it has continued to be a major landmark in the current attacks against the Affordable Care Act. So what is the Affordable Care Act? The ACA is more commonly known as Obamacare, and it is a health care plan designed to make insurance more affordable for all U.S. citizens. Under the ACA, private health care plans required for the coverage of 18 different types of contraception for women. This included anything from female sterilization to birth control pills, IUDs, and emergency contraception. By the spring of 2014, just 4 years after the passage of the ACA, 2/3 of women who used oral contraceptives and 3/4 of women who used the vaginal ring did not have to pay anything out of pocket for these birth control methods. This is a monumental decrease in spending for women. You may be thinking, how many women really use birth control? The answer, millions. Nearly all women will use at least one type of birth control in their life, with 62% of our U.S. population using at least one form right now. This means that birth control can be a huge financial burden to those with low incomes. In fact, it has been estimated that anywhere from 30 to 44% of all out-of-pocket healthcare spending done by women is done on birth control. To put it in perspective, the pill by itself can cost $850 for 1 year without insurance coverage. That being said, the ACA was a huge provider for women, giving them access to birth control that afforded them bodily autonomy. This makes cases like that of Burwell versus Hobby Lobby all the more troubling. And under Donald Trump's current administration, attacks on affordable birth control are plentiful. As it stands now, almost any employer, nonprofit or for-profit, can claim religious or moral objection to the ACA's birth control coverage mandate. This threatens women who are dependent on their insurance provided by their employers to cover birth control. Women who cannot otherwise afford it risk losing either all access to birth control or financial stability. As Kathy Ferguson would tell us, battles for birth control in the past have shown us that nothing is permanent. We must continue to fight for our rights to affordable contraception that provide women with the bodily autonomy they deserve. This means standing up to the Trump administration and making sure our voices are heard. Women's bodies should never be controlled by their government, their employers, or the capitalist system. The only people who should control women's bodies are women themselves. Thanks for listening, guys.